Did you know that QR codes are one of the most common sources of cyber scams? Quishing is an interestingly common scam. In this attack, hackers use QR codes embedded in documents, emails, or posters to trick you into malicious links. If you scan them, you can be redirected to places where your information is stolen, and that can be fatal, especially if you run a business. Quishing is a global problem, and one that affects us all. 73% of Americans scan QR codes without verifying their source. This is no minor issue. In the most severe cases, attackers can steal your data, your client's information, and even gain access to your bank accounts. In short, it could lead to the collapse of your entire business. The most common victims of quishing scams are company executives. They receive up to 42 times more attacks than the rest of their teams, especially through fake invoices or documentation that looks real, but isn't. The long emails they have to read and the documents they must sign make them much more vulnerable to potential attacks. And believe me, no one wants their credentials stolen if they have access to the entire company. The main problem with quishing is ignorance. It's a scam that's hard to detect, and you usually only realize it when it's too late. In fact, only 36% of quishing attempts are reported, and yet 2% of all scanned QR codes are fraudulent. But there's still time to prevent it. In the next few minutes, we'll walk you through a clear step-by-step guide on how to protect your business from quishing and keep it safe. The good news is that you've already taken the first step, just by knowing that quishing exists. But awareness alone isn't enough. You need to dodge the bullets before they hit. And that's exactly why we're here, to help you avoid a cyber attack that could even bring down your entire business. Here are the 4 key measures that hundreds of European companies are already implementing to protect themselves, plus an extra step to strengthen your defense. Measure 1. Train your team. The vast majority of teams don't know that a QR code can be malicious. It's a technology we're still getting used to, but it's nothing more than a link, and links can clearly be scams. So, the first thing is awareness. You must explain clearly to your team what quishing is, but a generic email isn't enough. Do it properly. Conduct role-specific training. Run phishing simulations to see real reactions. Show real examples of QR-based attacks, both digital and physical. Make it clear this is especially common when the code appears inside a PDF, a newsletter, or a fake invoice. And above all, remember, if just one of your employees falls for it, your whole company could be at risk. Measure 2. Filter all email attachments. One thing to be very clear about quishing. Malicious QR codes often hide where you least expect them. No PDF is safe from quishing, so you must be extremely careful with any file you open. To prevent it, one very useful measure is to automatically block anything that contains files with embedded QR codes and suspicious documents not coming from internal sources. Use tools that scan links inside PDFs to protect yourself, such as Microsoft Defender or Barracuda email protection, and enable OCR systems to detect hidden text or images. Measure 3. Verify physical QR codes in public spaces. Not all quishing attacks come via email. Many also appear in public spaces. Stickers on printers, posters in the subway, or even a restaurant's QR code may have been tampered with. Anyone can print a sticker and cover the original code with a malicious one. So never trust QR codes blindly. Avoid them whenever possible and only scan them when you're sure they're legitimate. But this isn't just about you, it's about your company. No one should scan physical QR codes without verifying their origin. And if you see a QR code in an unexpected place, one thing is clear: better not touch it. Measure 4. Use scanners with URL preview. Your phone could be what makes you fall for a malicious QR code, but it could also protect you from them. The first thing you should do is never use unknown apps to scan. Always use your Android or iOS camera, but even then, you're not completely safe. That's why the best thing you can do is enable URL previews before clicking. Many browsers or camera apps already do this by default, so take advantage of it to check where a link is taking you before accessing it. And remember, if a URL looks strange, it probably is. You have a lot to lose and very little to gain by clicking it. One final tip. Protect your system from potential failures. If you already applied the 4 previous steps, you're in a good position, but you can still go further. Enable advanced filters on your email gateway so your system protects you automatically. Some platforms like Barracuda Sentinel already detect suspicious QR codes using artificial intelligence, and they block access to certain links that could compromise your system. Also, it's worth using enterprise tools that detect visual anomalies. Simple things like altered QR shapes, unusual sizes, or rendering errors could be the clue you need to avoid a large-scale cyber scam. And most importantly, Strengthen your zero trust model, because even though only 36% of malicious QR codes are detected, your system could be ready to block 100%. Many fall victim to quishing, companies that lose millions due to similar scams, or even have to shut down after a cyber attack like this. But thanks to today's cybersecurity systems, you can avoid major catastrophes. Learn more about the frauds and attacks harming companies at Softonic for Business. And if you're unsure where to start when protecting your company, just ask us. Together, we'll create a safer business ecosystem for everyone.